It's time again, you instructors, you educators, you teachers, you coaches, you mentors. This is Mickey with Carrytrainer.com, and it is time for the Carrytrainer Instructor Corner. You know, I came up with that name after much thinking. Actually, I didn't. I just said it, and that's what I went with. This ain't a corner at all. I'm in the woods in a holler on the range, and I am filming for hours out here, and I'm thinking to myself, as I'm doing this, what's important now? Today's topic, what's important now? Coach Lou Holtz, if you're into teaching, educating, mentoring, coaching, you should know who Coach Lou Holtz is, what he's done, and some of the things that are important to him. Coach Lou Holtz, Notre Dame's coach, and he did some other coaching. And I'm not a sports guy, but I appreciate people that excel in a field that I'm in, which is teaching and passing on information. Coach Holtz used an idea of when, what's important now. And you, as a teacher, should be passing this stuff on to your students. Doesn't matter if you're teaching the ABCs to a kindergartner, or if you are teaching advanced brain surgery, which I don't know a lot about. But there is a point where you need to fixate on the task at hand. If my gun goes empty, what's important now? Retrieve a new magazine, cant the mag well inboard, seat, forcefully action the slide, get back to work, right? What's important now? If I am massively injured, what's important now? Me staring at my injury to my arm or me suppressing the threat, right? TCCC, what's important now? As we are teaching and as we are instructing, it is incumbent upon us, the educator, the person that's supposed to have the answers, it's incumbent upon us to be able to identify the failure points for the student or students, so that we can clearly point at the what's important now moment, so that we can say, hey, Bob, hey, Jill, hey, Jenny, hey, Tommy. None of those are current names, by the way. Names now are like Gavin or what's another one? I don't even know. None of those names that I said even exist anymore. What point do you see that if you don't do this thing, the next steps are not going to work? Here's an example. As a kid, my dad's a great dude. He was a musician, is a musician, very talented. So he's very skilled in that space. He can pick up instruments and play things like, you know, super easy. He can tell you what note it is, he can tell you what chord it is. He can hear the thing and play it back. It's cool. That's how his brain works. But if I said, hey, Dad, let's go change a tire together, he'd be like, if he heard this, he'd be like, I could change a tire. Show me, Dad. Not making fun, because I've been struggling to play the guitar for my whole life. I can strum like 24 chords. It's not my thing. Whatever. When I was a kid, I had a vehicle. My good buddy Bob Stolberg, a mentor of mine, one of the first dudes, the first dude to ever put a real gun in my hand as a 12-year-old, my 870 pump. Lovely, lovely human. He hooked me up with a 1985 Ford Bronco as my first vehicle, 351, high output, baby. And I drove the doors off of that thing. Loved that truck. Got a flat tire on it one day, had to change the tire. I didn't understand torque specifications. I did all the right things. I put the emergency brake on. I got the jack out. I jacked the truck up. By the way, those old jacks sucked, but I got it up. I got the tire off. I got the new tire on. I was very concerned that I wasn't going to tighten the lug nuts correctly. So what did I do? I tightened them all the way. I jumped, I kicked, I yanked on the tire iron. And don't get mad at me. I was 16 years old. I didn't really understand things like torque specifications. I got in the truck, I started driving, and all of a sudden I felt a big crash. I looked out the window and I saw my left rear tire go past me into the woods. I tightened them so hard that I over-torqued them and sheared those lug studs right off. Well, that wasn't such a good idea. Got the truck home. My sister's boyfriend, Dave, helped me knock the old studs out, drive new ones in, back in business. He didn't make fun of me either. He actually told me, you had no idea. You didn't know. You did what you thought was best. Therein lies the problem, especially when we are talking about things where life and death are on the line. If we don't know the things that the student has to know in that what's important now moment, for me, it was torque specifications. You don't have a feeling of what proper torque is if you've never done it. Nobody's ever done it. Nobody ever said, feel this. We can't expect people to know things. It's our job as the instructor to find these fulcrum tipping point moments where if I don't do this thing right, everything else will fall apart. An example, if when I connect to my pistol in the holster, I have a poor grip, that's it, man. Every time I try to put it together after that, everything's gonna fall apart. Thus, a what's important now moment is connect, 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 touch, roll, punch out. And I teach those things in the steps that give us the desired outcome. So, this lesson, passing on those what's important now moments, being able to recognize and articulate them to students, helping take these broad concepts and condense them down into bite-sized chunks so that not just them, but us get better at whatever it is we're teaching and doing. This is Mickey with Carrytrainer.com. The Instructor Corner has been really fun for me. If you've been digging on it, throw some stuff in the comments like, hey man, what about this? Or hey man, I hate your guts. Well, no, don't put that in there. That'd be weird. I like you. Don't do that. Or maybe something like, what do you think about this? Or I like what you said there, but consider this. As a communicator, we should be working on getting better at communication, not just using comment sections to be a little snippy prick and say things that are rude and insulting, because you know what you're going to get back? Probably unkindness. And how is that helping you in your desired end state? Is your desired end state to have friction with others? Or is it to go through life having meaningful relationships and conversations that enrich and help your life? I would think that that might be probably more of what's up your alley. Guys, if you haven't checked out the Carrytrainer University, please do that. We put a lot of work into it. They are really well-built videos. The workbook helps you get through it. It's going to take your business from zero to somewhere. It's going to take it from middle of the road to somewhere. It's going to help you achieve the dreams, goals, and visions that you have to help you. But what it's not going to do is just give it to you. There's no such thing, and anybody that tells you that is a bold-faced liar. There is no such thing. I can't give you a pill or a special thing that makes you do it, but I will show you the map, and I will draw out the spots where you are going to fall in the quicksand, where you're going to fall off the cliff, where you're going to waste money. And that is the point of Carrytrainer University. Be well, don't be dickheads. We'll see you guys on the next one of these. Bye now. Well, it's time for Instructor Corner. Let's do the Instructor Corner. Yeah.